Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Surbaissé battle. This was from the 24th of February, and I actually re-recorded the audio for this because originally when I was recording it, originally when I played the battle, I was listening to one of Bo's streams and I had it on in the background. So of course when I ended up DVRing this battle afterwards, I didn't expect to have a great battle, so when I DVR'd it, of course, there's all of Bo's stream audio over the top of it, so I ended up having to re-record it all, but... Anyway, a nice domination battle on Cologne, which is always advanced to the Rhine, but it's Cologne, Germany. Always have a good time on this battle. It's a pretty decent one, I think. You can move around it pretty quickly. It's works pretty well for most vehicles. You can generally find some place where you can play your vehicle to its strength, for the most part. And that also applies with the Surbaissé, so... So I was thinking of calling this one my first good battle in the AMX 50 Surbaissé, but I don't know, I changed my mind and decided not to call it that because I had so many good battles in the Surbaissé in the first 10, I just didn't call any of them the first good battle like I do sometimes during the first 10, but I just figured, we'll just call this another good battle in the AMX 50 Surbaissé because the Surbaissé has already had several good battles during the first 10, so... I really lucked out there with not getting hit by that guy somehow. I'm not entirely sure how I didn't take the hit there, but I guess I was glad it ended up working for me. Now as I come around the corner onto the back alley here, I expect to see multiple enemy tanks here, and there's nobody. Really surprising. I don't know how many times I've ever gotten to the back alley here with either side of the map, but there's nobody. I was really surprised. I mean, nobody here. So I figured, well, we'll cut it in and move in towards the B point here and drive down our street and hopefully catch anybody who may have been leaving from the B point and heading up towards our C cap. So as we roll up here, I don't see anybody over in the park, don't see anybody at the cap. Oh wait, there's somebody coming. It's a Panther 2. Got a nice waiting ambush shot on him. Had plenty of time to get the gun stabilized and aimed right where I wanted to hit him. And then backed off for a minute while I wait for my reload. The reload finishes up. Didn't see anybody else. Wasn't really expecting him to be alone. Come around the corner looking for the usual ambusher here. There's nobody here. I've got teammates coming in from either side, some behind me and some down the back alley, and I take a pretty decent hit from, I think it's an M47, I believe. So I stop, swap out my crew member, my SDRV-81 friend goes zipping on past and engages the M47 who was reloading or possibly damaged. Not sure. And then we roll on in and we start decapping and take over the B point to stop the ticket bleed and swing things back in our favor. So, finish up the B cap here. And keep my eyes up towards the A point where the enemy still holds it. You can see fighting going on up towards our Lorraine T there. He just took out a Tiger 2H. We finish up the cap. Artillery gets fired at us. It's time to roll on out of here. Might as well head towards the A point and go try to catch them. Come up from the enemy from behind if possible. And as I'm cutting through the side here, get strafed a little bit, get marked, don't really take any damage. I assume it was that Horton 229 that just crashed into me. Or that just crashed, that was shooting me, rather. Maybe, maybe not. I couldn't really tell. I didn't take any damage, which I found surprising for getting strafed by a Horton. Even with the stock ammo, every other round should be HVAP, so... Excuse me, so should have done some damage. But at any rate, as I come around the corner here, I spot an enemy Tiger 2 crossing from right to left. Stop, wait on him. He doesn't come out, and then suddenly he comes out again. I don't know if he stopped for a moment and hesitated or what, but managed to get essentially the same exact shot on him as I got on the Panther 2 at the B cap, and finish him off. Waited for my reload, swept the area, don't see anybody coming, press on again towards the A cap. Now you can see we've got somebody sitting outside their southeast spawn who's hitting guys. A DO-335B just got taken down, and we've got a couple guys rolling on up into the A point. As well as an FE-4005 who just got taken out by a Tiger 2H just off to the west of A. Now somebody's getting marked up in front of us at the A point as our 4202 drops his smoke up here to give us some cover. He's obviously not decapping the point, so there is definitely an enemy inside the cap somewhere. So I'm rolling around to the left side, trying to keep my eyes open for whatever's coming, and here comes a Kugelblitz, who gets a whole bunch of shots into me as my gun turret whips around here. And I put some real good damage into him, but obviously didn't hit his gunner. He manages to wreck my engine, but somehow doesn't destroy my breech or set my tank on fire or knock out my gunner. Thankfully, all of his shooting was down low in the hull instead of the front of the turret face, which probably would have ended my adventure in the Surbaissé right there. And in the third-person view, you can see the turret of a mouse on the other side of the statue in the square here. So while I'm waiting to repair, I know there's a mouse on the other side of A, and that is at least partially what's keeping us from capping. So he's taking some hits, he's firing back, he starts driving off to the right. And then for some reason, in a minute, he's going to fully back off and back completely out of the A point. And now we're capping it. So, okay, this is a different, never mind, this is a different mouse. That mouse that was inside the A point just got captured. This mouse here was not inside the A point. I thought he backed out, but I realized what just happened. There were actually two of them. The one that got destroyed was the one that was stopping us from capping, so I get an engine fire into this guy. Our team swarms him. I managed to knock him out with a kill shot into his crew and take out his ammo. And then a Tiger 2H takes out our Foch up there with a side shot, and I'm going to go try to chase him down, but then he gets knocked out by our 4202, so Tiger 2 threat neutralized. Let's go investigate anybody else who may have driven up to our spawn alongside the A point. Their team is knocked down pretty far. Quite a lot of their team is knocked out, but I expect that the guys that are not actually fighting at the caps are probably threatening our spawns, because if you're not fighting at the caps in War Thunder, most likely you're sitting outside an empty spawn doing nothing. Although, somebody is at least capturing the B point, so that's where I'm heading right now. Slowly, because I'm in a very unmodified Surbaissé, and I'm driving through muddy bomb craters, which really slows you down. So our 4202 lights up a guy on the map. It turns out it's another mouse, and unfortunately the mouse is stopped. And as my turret is trying to come up, I take a 128 to the face, and that's that. But 4 kills and 3 captures. Not too bad of a run with the Surbaissé, honestly. So, back in my completely stock AD4, just the 12 HVARs and default cannon rounds, I had nothing unlocked in the AD4 here. So, trying to type about the mouse, and the game did the, oh, you're trying to type? I'm sorry, you're not actually typing. So, thankfully, I didn't hit anything that caused me to crash or break any part of my aircraft, although my gear started coming down when I hit the G for same guy in the message. Which is also why the map flashed for a moment, because I hit M and same guy. I was typing quickly, but not looking down at the screen. So, anyway, I got the message out that it was the same guy. It turns out the guy that killed me wasn't actually the same mouse, but he was a second respawn from a mouse, and you can see what I thought was going to be a Waffenträger here, but turns out is actually a Quellian. I fire most of my rockets at him. Got a hit on his barrel, which I think was actually with my 20mm cannons, not with one of the rockets, and still had 4 rockets left on the rails. So 2 launches. Someone is taking the C point. As I go in for a dive here, it's a Panther. I decided I'll just spam the rockets and fly into the ground because that gets me back into a tank faster now that we've not only lost 1 cap, but they're taking a 2nd cap, and we actually need tanks again, not airplanes. So I'm going to respawn in my Foch at the upper northeast spawn and race my way to the C point as quickly as I can. Hopefully dealing with our friend in the Panther, who gets knocked out by an airstrike before I get out of the spawn, so that's fine. So still going to ride my way as quickly as possible into the C point and take it back for our team in the Foch, and then go see what I can do about either capturing the B point if it's possible, or defending the A point if it's necessary. And looks like defending the A point, if it's necessary, is in fact necessary. But first things first, decap the C point, stop their ticket bleed, and get myself over to the A point when I can. So I decided instead of capping the C point, I'm just going to decap the C point because they're taking A and they're holding B. So rather than wait at the C point to fully decap it when they are already in the process of decapping A and recapping it for them, that's going to leave us with 1 cap, but it'll leave them with 2. So I thought my time would be better spent going through C and decapping it, and then racing to B and decapping that as well, which will leave them with only 1 capture point to ticket bleed rather than 2, and also gives us tripwire for when they go into recap, and then we'll know where they are. So blew right through the B point and then heading back to A, where I know there's got to be an enemy mouse, because we know that's what's capping. We actually don't have very many friendly players left, and there's another mouse off to my left coming out of their spawn, so now I've got to go deal with him. I was hoping to decap C, decap B, rush to A, and the big circuitous route there, but I certainly can't just let this mouse go, especially not when I've got a gun that can actually deal with him. So I'm not sure what he's doing here. I think he was looking back towards B to see who was decapping it, and I put a shot into him that didn't really do a whole lot of damage. Figured I'm dead here because I didn't hurt him, backing away as quickly as I am able, which is not quick, waiting for the reload, and lucky me, he had his gun turret pointed back towards the B point, and I don't think he ever saw me, which gave me time to reload and then aim nice at his ammo and his crew compartment and get an actual killing shot on him. After which point, I take a couple hits from what I thought was a Tiger II, but it was another mouse with the double shot. I'm trying to race around him as quickly as I can, and I take a fire hit in the side from a Leopard from my left, so that's that. So we've got 2 guys near A. I'm trying to yell for them to get on the point and start decapping it. They do, and the Leopard, of course, knocks me out because there was no chance he wasn't going to with a side shot into a burning Foch. So initially, I thought I'll come back with AMX 13 so I can mark these guys, and I'll go for the C point, but then I thought, I can deal with the Leopard with my AMX 30, even in a completely stock state, if I can get up behind him. I know where he is. He won't necessarily know I'm coming. Plus, my AMX 30 DCA needs research, and my other 2 tanks, the Lorraine 40T and the AMX 1390, are both spaded, so I will chance the AMX 30 DCA and trying to cap C, since our team just took the A point, and now we have a positive ticket bleed situation going on. So they're starting to cap B, and even more so, I'm definitely going to go cap the C point now and turn that ticket bleed back on for us, because they're certainly going to beat me to the cap at B and cancel out the ticket bleed, and hopefully I'll be able to get the C point captured before the Tiger II can finish the cap and drive up to the C point and try to knock me out. So I try to line up and spot the Tiger II down there and get some shots at him to mark him. We do have friendly air up. I don't see him anywhere. I'm driving to the edge of the cap to get the heck out of Dodge as fast as possible, because I'm sure he's going to head his way towards, right up the road towards C after he finishes B. Potentially he could go for A, but it's much more likely and much more bad luck if he drives up and runs into me head on. So that's what I'm expecting will happen. So I'm going to use the park as cover, drive down the road here as quickly as possible, try to decap the B point if I can, sneak around behind him through the park, and make sure I remind the team that there's also a leopard somewhere. Now, I was originally hoping to go deal with that leopard, but now I'm not able to do so unless the leopard is over here somewhere, because I've got to go see what I can do about this tiger too. And here's a little tip for you guys. A lot of people won't even engage an enemy if they can't do anything to it. Like, I can't pen it, I'm not going to shoot at it, it'll just draw his attention to me. But right here, that's exactly what I'm doing, is drawing his attention to me. First off, I've got a little bit of cover, so obviously there are some caveats to doing it. But I get some shots at him. Not only do I mark him, but I draw his attention to me. He knows it's SPAA, so he knows it's an easy kill. And instead of just ignoring me and rolling right up to the C point and decapping it and stopping the ticket bleed, he turns his attention over to me and tries to kill me, and he ends up losing the battle for it. So pretty good fight by the end of things there. 5 kills total, and a couple of captures, 4 captures rather, and a second place in a victory. And I didn't actually take any of the screenshots here because, like I said, I wasn't actually intending to keep this video, but I figured it ended up good enough. Why not use it? So there you have it. Sorry for not getting all the end caps, but the audio was originally a problem because of the stream I was watching. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.